may variance of positions within the committee. May mga nag-i-insist siguro na ilagay pa rin ang mga ganyan kahit ayaw nilang ipa-recommend for prosecution. So, it's a sharp conclusion.
Para they can make the adjustment para sa 2,000 pesos. You see, we cannot go into the line of least resistance by the government. Especially, kaya sila binabayaran para makahanap sila ng paraan to innovate. Ang lalaki na sweldo. 5 million, may 4 million, 4.1, 4.5. Hindi naman pwede na sasabihin mo maganda, kumikita kayo, pero hindi naman umaabot yung kita sa tao, di ba? That is why ako, nung this happened last year, sabi ko, dapat ma-persa ang gobyerno, umarap ng trabaho. DTI, DOT, lahat yan, mag-raise ng revenues, and if necessary, tell the people that if they want to retire with a good pension, with a decent pension, they have to make money and so they can pay the rate. And if they cannot pay the rate, the government, like CCTV, gusto ko pa yan, ilagay mo sa CCTV, ilagay mo dyan, para pag nag-retire ang tao, nawala siya ng trabaho, meron siyang 7 buwan, o once every 7 years, masusweldo siya habang nag-aanap siya ng trabaho. Kasama niya sa gagawin natin law.
Sir, may chance na ma-approve before Christmas para maging Christmas gift?
I think siya, I don't know, I'm not an ally of President Duterte.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Won't you want to work on that to have it passed?
Definitely. We'll try.
Sponsorship by November.
Yes, pagbalik namin yung sponsorship by November.
Simple lang sir yung matas.
Ha?
Simple lang sir.
May dila yan. Saka tapos na sa house eh. Sasabi ko naman talaga ng kampanya, ibabalik ko yan. Sinabi ko rin sa tao, mahirapan ang SSS dyan, pero dapat may solusyon.
So, kakayanin, sir, or kailangan ng subsidy from the government?
No, kakayanin nila.
So, may ilan yung mga pensioner na makikilala?
Kasi ang malulugi sila kung wala silang gagawin between now and 2025. But they have that time upon which to do that, no? So, ang separate ata, 18 billion ata para ma-raise yung pera eh. So, 18 billion is not a hard number to reach. Especially if yung gumaganda naman ng ekonomiya, no? Even now, no? If we do that, then aabot siya.
So, the mere fact na na-approve na ito before, bilis na itong hindi na may lakang sa plenary na ma-approve.
Hindi na. Palagi ko walang problema ito. Wala ka rito. May magtatanong dyan, kapaliwanag natin kung paano gagawin.
So, sir, more or less, mga kailan kaya ang ano nito?
Plenary?
Yung, opo.
Siguro in November, pagbalik namin.
And-
I'll try to have a bicameral conference committee right away.
And have it approved.
Siguro right after November 5 when we come back, I will schedule one para matapos kagad. And then kung matapos yan, balik natin sa Senado kagad the following week, pasok na natin yan. Kaya I want to get rid of all my investigations.
So, ano update sa committee report?
We have a very, very strong statement to make today. I will try to get into the floor and make the presentation. That is if my staff has been able to catch up with me. We are running in order to stay in place. You can ask them, okay, sadya ka ba? What time did I call you this morning? 3 a.m. And my staff, I was calling at 3 a.m. and we were discussing at 3 a.m. You can look at my email. We really work hard for what we do. We have always left late. You were always the latest to leave here. Because ang dami naman trabaho talaga.
So,
Tomorrow we have a hearing on the SBMA and Clark. So that's another issue na naman na importante rin. We just have to make the government work.
so later na sir? Later.
Ang alin?
Yung committee.
Yes. I don't want you to go during the recess. Gusto ko labas na ngayon.
As of today, within today.
I'll try to get it out.
Naikot na.
Kaya na ba? Okay ba? Iikot na namin dyan sa floor.
Sa floor na.
Tinanong ko sila eh. 7 lang naman yan eh. Tinanong ko si Ping. Sabi niya, ikot mo na. Pag pinamahan mo. Sabi lahat naman siya. Basta sinabi ko, pipirmahan na namin yan. Alam naman nila eh. Sinabi lang natin nila eh. Kasi as we go on, being a lawyer, every time we have a hearing, the staff and us, sinasabi namin, ito yung nakuha natin. So, idadagdag na lang yan. Tapos pati yung mga yung mga proposals namin na andyan. Eh pagdating naman sa floor niya, meron pa magdadagdag yan. So we will try. I'm very happy na maaga ito para lahat ng pinopropose namin ma-approve ng Kongreso.
Sir, how thick is the report?
We made, I think we made a 4-page executive summary.
Sir, may we have the copy of that?
Of course.
Executive summary.
Sir, but the entire report, how many pages ka? As yung sa inyo pala.
60 plus.
Madadagdagan pa sir.
I don't know kung naihabol nila eh. Kasi ako hindi na ako nakikialam ngayon. Kasi sinabi ko na, we dictate, we discuss it, o tirahin nyo na. Pag nagbigay sila sa akin ng preliminaries, I will just make some suggestions. Kung pumayag sila, titirahin nila yan para matapos. Kasi kung papakialaman ko, hahaba talaga.
So, ilang pa lang sa mamaya sa floor, ilang signatures ba yung
7 yung kami, so 5. Sigurado yung 2, hindi mo boto dyan.
hindi ko sir join na, di ba yung sa justice lang ba sir yung ano?
Justice at saka, halos pareho naman ang members niya. Sila Greg, kung nasa lang nadagdag dyan. Yung lahat naman yan, kasama doon sa
So,
paper.
sir, wala pang kasay.
Wala pa, dahil hindi ko pa nakikita. Basta nakita ko lang yung kanina madaling araw. Kanina umaga, tinignan ko, sinilip ko. I didn't have time because ang dami rin tumatawag eh. Natataranta rin ako sa tawag eh.
So, paano yung approval process na? How do you, di ba some of your colleagues are saying, di ba, pagdebatehan ng matindi?
Dito sa baba, sa floor. Yes, I think they will debate it. I will welcome it.
Pero yung majority, sir, nag-commit na magsisign doon.
Yeah, as far as I know.
So, how many signatures required talaga sir?
Sa committee ko, 7, at least
5.
5 or 4. Pwede na yan.
Sir, so gathering of signatures pa lang rito, wala pa talaga yung actual floor sponsorship.
I-sponsor ko na ngayon.
Sponsor mo naman.
I'll try.
Kapag
Hindi naman ako kailangan magbasa ng speech eh.
May calendar pa? Wala nang calendar, hindi ba yung calendar sir yun? Kasi meron din
Parang i-privilege speech ko na lang yan. Sasabihin ko parang gano'n lang yan. Transcendental importance, we have to do this right away.
So, pwedeng ganun, sir.
I suppose so. Lahat naman pwede. Pag pinayagan, the ultimate power is on the floor. If anybody objects to it, okay, I'll sit down. I'll follow, like a good soldier.
Sir, yung full committee report lalabas na.
Kaya ba?
Pinintay sir namin yung ano, pero na-finalize na sir kung perjury o murder yung recommendation against Matapato.
Wala pa.
Sir, so...
In need of registration lang kami so far.
Okay. Okay.
Dali na ba yun? Perjury? Hawa ko mo na. Perjury, the authority. In fact, we wrote a letter to the police. Kasi kaya nga, ang dami nagtatanong doon sa CHR. Hindi kailangan eh. Ang CHR, they can investigate on their own, motu proprio. They can file cases, they can recommend the filing of cases. Don't get into our time. Senator De Lima already presented them. Nag-react na ang pulis. So, kung lahat yan, katulad kanina, meron na naman binaril doon sa La Union, 2 patay. Riding in tandem. Kung inadalhin ko yun, wala nang katapusan to. Ready na kami sa conclusion.
So for you, wala nang reopening talaga? Wala na pong reopening talaga?
You know, eto, medyo pikon na rin ako ng konti. I will admit na napipikon ako. Kasi ayoko yung mag-apologize sa akin. Tapos pagdating sa floor, iba ang gagawin. I'm a man of my word. Pag sinabi kong titigil ako, titigil ako. Pag sinabi kong I will respect you, I will respect you. And if you don't come to me and I welcome you, I don't show you a bad form, ganun ako. And I've been kind to Senator De Lima. But let me just say this now. Senator De Lima was chair of the CHR for 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, under Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. She went after Mayor Duterte. She had the whole army of CHR people there. Wala. Secretary of Justice, she had the whole lawyers with the Secretary of Justice. 6 years. So 10 years na lang inahabol. Ang tingin ko, nagagamit yung committee na maghabol ng tao. Kung gusto mo sabihin mo, we want to investigate President Duterte, sabihin mo, Diretsahan. Huwag ka magtago sa committee. Kaya nga na-disgrasya siya, natanggal. Nakakahiya nga yun. Ay, siyempre, hindi maganda natanggal ka. Because nawala yung objectivity. So, if you could do it in 10 years, why will you ask me to add another day for CHR or another day for whatever you want to put out? Anyway, I can call it anytime. I can go mod proprio kung hindi gagawin yung pinagagawa natin sa batas. Not only justice, but blue ribbon. I have both committees. So I'm really comfortable with myself. I'm not being unjust. I'm not being unfair. I can face the mirror. I can face my children. Pinagbigyan ko ba si Senator De Lima at si Senator Trillanes? Yes. Remember, I asked that she be placed in the committee. Kahit na tinanggal siya. Ang dami ko nang pinagbigyan naman. Pagbigyan mo naman ako ng konting respeto. And if kung sisingilin ko yan, kung tinuloy ko yan, sinabi nila, huwag na ituloy, di ko tinuloy, I can tell you, nanggulo sila eh. Ang dali naman eh. Nagagalit siya nung pumasok si Senator Trillanes. Ang bait-bait siya ng una. And if you look at the minutes, sinabi ko doon, no, it was just an oversight on her part. Sabi ko kay Ping. Si Ping galit na galit, namumula. Sabi ko, no, it's just an oversight. Nung dumating si Senator Trillanes, nagdidipa na. Iba na ang dating. And then she walked out. That's his orderly conduct. That's his respectful conduct. Upon the Senate, never mind me, I can survive that. So yun lang. I don't think you can call me unfit. When you call me covering up, kaya medyo sensitive ako. You have to appreciate that. I value my honor more than anything else. Kaibigan ko si President Duterte, not that close. I am not an ally. I have not shifted allegiance. Look at who is appointed in Subic. Mas maloob ko doon. Hindi ako kumikibo. Bahala kayo. Administrasyon nyo yan eh. Kung alay ako, di mamamwersa ako. Okay lang.
So, kaya may tulo mo ha?
Ay, hindi. May ibang rason doon. Talagang minamadali ko yung staff ko eh. Kawawa rin yung staff ko sa akin eh. Magbuksarado. Ha? Ha?
Going back dun sa committee report, so wala na kayo i-recommend na filing ng charges, kundi mga
Meron. Meron yan.
Meron ka.
Sinabi ko yun. Paewan ko na isama na nila. Meron.
Versus, kailan?
Kasi it's very clear na merong perjury. It opens yourself at least for an investigation. That's easy to do. Look at the records. We have lawyers. And yung sinabi niya, pumatay siya ng tao, kung hindi totoo yung pumatay siya ng tao, kung totoo ang pumatay ng tao, she has to answer. He said he killed more than 50 to 1,000. He has to be investigated. Otherwise, we're like the rest of the country. Namamatay, talagang ganyan, okay lang. Dumami ang drugs, talagang ganyan, okay lang. I mean, hindi pwede. Pag umarap ka sa Senado, this is a sacred ground. I give full respect to the Senate. Pag may sinabi ka dyan, panindigan mo. I'm not going after him because I don't like him. Kawawa eh. To me, he's a victim of society. Sabi niya, hindi siya nakapag-aral eh. Sabi niya, pero merong nagsasabi, ABS-CBN said, nakatapos siya ng third year high school. Hindi ko na nga hinabol yan eh. Sabi niya, grade 1, yung pala, grade 3, sabi na iba. Nakakapagkagaran siya, gumagawa ka ng 800,000 pesos. Binabaan pa nga niya, sabi niya, 300,000. Sabi ni Las Cunas, Las Cañas. Sabi niya, 800,000 ang kinita. At saka, wala eh. Sabi nila sa kanya, kaibigan, paano ako may kibenta? Patay yung dalawang kapatid ko. Drugs. Tatanggapin mo at pulis ka. Namatay yung dalawang anak mo, kapatid mo. Drugs, patay. Dapat magpaliwanag. Uch.
Sir,
Tata?
another matter po.
Yes, sir.
Since you admit that you're a friend of the President, are you going to support Malacanang's proposal to impose higher taxes on fuel to raise 100?
I'll have to study it. Look at what I was saying here a while ago. I want the people to have good retirement. You are all SSS members. Pag nag-retire kayo, a little retirement yan. Kalokohan yan. Naglulukuhan tayo. Pakitang tao lang yan. I will support that. That's going to be hard. That's why I told you ang problema nyo, communication. Di ba? Sabihin nyo, kailangan ganito para kikita yung tao pag nag-retire. Eh, yung mga asawa nyo, yung mga anak nyo. Kung ma-predecease nyo yun, huwag naman mangyari. Kawawa naman yung bata. Kung kukuha ng bata, 250? Excuse me naman. Yung asawa, 1,250? Ano yan? Lokohan. This is 2,000. That's a paltry amount. It's nothing. So, you know, in all countries of the world, ang obligasyon ng gobyerno to provide opportunities, to provide jobs so that people can pay their taxes, so that they can contribute to a dignified life. And they must do that. So, are you asking me to support? If that is the objective, maybe I will. But I still have to study it.
Sir, kasi,
Are you asking me to support China na tayo? No. I'm against that.
sir, kasi the kasi the Palace plan to raise 180 billion from higher fuel tax is intended to offset the revenue loss from
The lowering of income tax.
lowering of income tax. Eh, yung projected revenue loss doon, 130 lang, so there's a difference of 50 billion, which was not specified. Are you interested to find out where?
Which I am interested in giving our armed forces a credible self-defense capability so that I don't have to be dependent.
So in 50,
That's always been my dream, all right? I'm also interested in making sure that we can provide the people with the right initiatives. For example, there is also another way. Pag nagtaas ka ng tax sa gasoline, it will encourage public transport. Magpupwersa tayo mag-public transport. There will be less traffic on the streets. So, lahat yan, may negative, may positive. So, that has to be studied.
So will you move to earmark the 50 billion sa AFP upgrading?
The AFP has not been upgraded for the last 30 years. BCDA has not been able to provide the AFP with the right amounts of money to upgrade themselves. Listen, gentlemen and ladies, in the 1950s when I was a little boy, I used to go to the air show in Nichols. We had F-86, that was the state-of-the-art jet of the U.S. Air Force, which the Philippine Air Force had. We sent our pilots to the Congo, bringing our jets. We showed the flag. We cannot show anything.
So which means yes, you will move to earmark the 50 billion sa AFP during the floor deliberation from the bill?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just going to study it and I'm going to support it. I'm not afraid naman. Like I told you, I am 1 and 70. I have no ambition except to serve my country.
Okay.
Don't need to be popular. I just need to be right, to be of service to the country. That's all.
Kasi hindi alam saan pupunta yung sobra eh.
I'm sure may pagkagamitan. Eh,
May bulisang paggagamitan.
well, ang dami pagkagamitan yan. I mean, kung halimbawa kapusin tayo sa SSS, di ba dagdag sila sa SSS? Di ba?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank
folks.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
Sige.
Yung privilege speech niyo.
I'll try. Sige na, pagkisan nila.
Sir Dante Jimenez, chairman ng VACC or Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption. Hello po, sir.
Hello, Mocha, and magandang araw sa inyo lahat.
Kayo po ang nagsampa ng kaso laban kay Senator De Lima. Tama po ba?
Yes, the VACC, Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption, against former Secretary and now Senator De Lima, at of course yung kanyang Undersecretary si Baraan, former Director ng New Bilibid Prison si Bukayo, at iba pa.
Ano pong masasabi nyo na ang sabi po ni Representative Umali, mahina daw po ang kaso na isinampa ninyo?
Well, una-una, yung House of Representatives at yung Committee on Justice na chairman si Congressman Umali, ang iniimbestigahan nila po doon ay in aid of legislation yung New Bilibid Prison. Hindi naman po si De Lima. Nagkataon during the hearing, lumabas na po yung mga testigo na nagsasabi na kaya nagkaganoon ng New Bilibid Prison dahil nga sa kapabayaan at tinolerate ni then Secretary De Lima ang drug trading. Kaya yung kaso namin sinampa doon, it's a violation of Dangerous Drugs Act, particularly on the, yung Section 5 related to Section 26. Ano po yung Section 5? Dapat maintindihan natin yan. Section 5 po, ito yung trading at yung pagbebenta ng illegal drugs sa loob ng New Bilibid Prison. This is a violation of the Dangerous Drugs Act. In relation to what? Section 26. Ano po to? Conspiracy. Dito po mapasok yung bakit si Sebastian, si JB Sebastian, at iba pa ang amin pong kinasuhan nun, including si Ronnie Dayan. So, ito po umpisa pa lamang. Marami po kaming kakasuhan dyan. Depende po sa mga as evidence comes at yung mga nakukuha namin mga statement. So, hindi pwedeng sabihin na ito'y mahina dahil this is a building up case. Kaya sinampan namin sa DOJ dahil nga sa DOJ may NBI sila. NBICC naman po walang investigating power. Ang NBI po ang magbubuo po lahat yan, including yung mga sinasabi ng alleged na ibinigay na pera kay De Lima, former Secretary De Lima. Sinabi, di ba, ni itong dating Deputy Director ng NBI, si Ragos, Rafael Ragos, nagbigay siyang 5 million. May nagsabi din, mga bodyguard niya, na 2 million daw ang binigay. So, marami pang mga pera. So, in other words, ang New Bilibid Prison ay naging trading facilities ng illegal drugs.
Ayan. At Chairman, ang sabi ni Senator De Lima, she welcomes the complaint filed against her. Dapat daw sana, idinireksyon nyo na daw ito sa ombudsman. Anong masasabi nyo? Dapat daw hindi sa DOJ dahil ito ay kuta ni DOJ Secretary Aguirre.
Well, una-una, ang mga kasong ito naman sa DOJ, pupunta rin naman po yan sa ombudsman later. Pero sabi ko nga, ulitin ko, ang DOJ under niyang NBI. May mga records, may mga nakita ko mga ebidensya, yung mga drug bank transaction, BDO pa naman, mga bangko, na leading to sa transaction dito sa New Bilibid Prison, doon sa mga drug money. Kaya ito po i-check pa sa AMLAC, Anti-Money Laundering Council. So, hindi ganun kadali yan. NBI should come in. Hindi naman namin hawak yan. Kung didiretso mo po sa ombudsman yon, sigurado sasabihin ng ombudsman ulit, ibabalik ulit yun. Hindi. Sabi, ibalik nyo si NBI para halughugin ulit yun kung totoo yan. At saka isa pa, wala. Baka ibasura lang yan.
Ano naman po ang magiging partisipasyon ni Kerwin Espinosa dito sa kaso na to?
Itong nahuli po recently dyan sa Abu Dhabi. Ito pong anak ni Mayor Espinosa ng dyan sa Leyte, no? Ito po ay kinasuhan na rin ng Chief of Police ng dyan sa Leyte. At ang kaso po sa kanya ay involving din illegal drugs. So ito po sa tingin ko, papatawag din po ito ng siguro House of Representatives ulit or pwede rin na imbitahin ng DOJ na dahil nga po ito na may kaso na sinampa sa ombudsman. At ito po wanted pala. Wanted to. So he has to clear himself of these charges kasi hindi pa naman siya sabihin natin na tatanong tungkol sa charges. So malaking bagay po to. Remember, may picture na nakita. Magkasama si former Secretary De Lima sa Baguio, kasama po yan si Kerwin Espinosa at yung meron pa atang babae yun.
Chairman, ano po ang mensahe nyo sa ating mga kababayan na umaasa na makulong nga po si Senator De Lima?
Ang amin po ganito, we will be monitoring the investigation that will be conducted by DOJ and the NBI at nagbuo na po ang si Secretary Aguirre ng panel. So pag nagsabi nagbuo na ng panel, talaga yung mga aming pinesenta doon at yung mga makukuha ng NBI, iisahin po yon at nakita nilang merong probable cause, pwede na i-file sa ombudsman. Kaya ako, naniniwala ako dito, sa dami po ng testigo, sa tingin ko makukulong po sorry na lang, Secretary De Lima.
Unless a motion for reconsideration will be filed or has been filed. So, ibig gusto sabihin, if the Sandigan Bayan wants categorical answers from us or action, they should also give categorical orders, not orders with a comma. And requiring us to conduct our own examination if a motion for reconsideration was filed. That is not our duty. It should be the court which will tell us if nag-expire na yung period for filing an MR. Not throw to us the responsibility of finding out if hey, suspended senator, did you file a motion for reconsideration? Has your period expired? Bakit? Why is that responsibility given to us? That will be part of the answer.
Pero sir, how come na yung mga ibang suspension orders naman against the senators, yung hindi na-execute naman ng Senate? Why this time kailangan
Huwag akong tanungin nyo kasi I became Senate President July 25, 2016. I will not answer for the actions of past Senate Presidents.
So, by November na pag-review siya
Opo, basta anytime na may mag-report na yung Rules Committee, then I will be guided by the report, but not bound by it, but guided by it. Okay? Thank you.
Ano ba tanong natin? Ano tayo ba issue?
Well, it's better to be sure than to rush and then make a mistake. So ganun lang po yun because I urge the Sandigan Bayan to reread their communication to the Office of the Senate President. Nakasulat doon. Suspended unless he has filed a motion for reconsideration. So ano ibig sabihin doon? Ako pa mag-imbestiga pa ako? If he has filed or if the period has expired.
Sir,
I will have to find out when is that period? When did that period end? So,
Sir, on another matter, si Defense Secretary Lorenzana earlier told the CA that he is not sure what the President means by his pronouncements on the U.S. Ganyan, because he doesn't consult the cabinet. Or what do you say to that, sir?
hindi, they see each other every week. Kami ng Presidente, we hardly see each other. But when I see him, I'll ask him. What's ang importante is that independent foreign policy is actually mandated in our Constitution. It's very good that for the first time we have a president who is now emphasizing that concept in our Constitution that the Philippines must pursue an independent foreign policy.
But sir, what's your own stance on his pronouncements against the U.S. and his what he's saying na we're better off without them, yung mga ganun, sir? Do you think that's healthy for us at this point?
I believe that the President has been saying these things precisely, ano lang yan, just as a part of the emphasis on this independent foreign policy. That at this stage in our life as a nation, we should realize that there are other powers or other points of view other than the American point of view which we should open ourselves to. Yun lang yung aking interpretation to that. Because that is the first step into having an independent foreign policy. If we do not accept that or realize that, we could never have an independent foreign policy because we will always toe the American line. That is the
Pero sir, should opening up to other countries necessarily entail breaking away?
No, doon naman. Tama ka naman. Let the Philippines be a friend to all nations.
Okay.
So, dapat bang i-avoid ng Pangulo yung nagbibigay ng pronouncement, hindi pa naman pala yung final, like termination or yung...
Style po ng Presidente yun. Ano siya, buti nga yun eh. He telegraphs his punches, he tells us what is in his mind. So, we have more time to think about his possible future positions on issues. So,
na-convey niya na ba ito kay Pangulo? Yung that the Philippines be a friend to all nations?
hindi pa. When I see her.
But for now, hindi yan ang thinking niya, sir.
No, I believe ganun. Sinabi naman niya, wala naman siyang galit sa US. Sinabi naman niya yun eh. Totoo naman, actually totoo yun. I mean, he just emphasizes our need and his desire for us to pursue an independent foreign policy. Masyado tayong nakadikit yung pusod natin eh sa pusod ng Amerikano. So pinapakita lang niya na it's time to move back. But ultimately hindi po tayo mag-aaway, imposible tayo mag-aaway because our ties with the US is people to people.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mrs. Carpio is correct that if there is a trade-off or a surrender of Philippine sovereignty, then that will be a culpable violation of the Constitution, which is an impeachable offense.
But sir, on the possibility of an impeachment, I mean, given the supermajority, the numbers here in the chamber, what is the likelihood of that?
Well, we are not talking about an eventual impeachment or conviction. We are talking about the ground as an impeachable offense. But you know, whoever thought that Era would be impeached at the time of his popularity? Diba? So, or Clinton for that matter in the United States. So let the events unfold. But what the question is the act of surrendering sovereignty of the Philippines a culpable violation of the Constitution? Yes, it is. Justice Castro, Justice Carpi is correct, and no less than the President agreed.
Sir, would you consider the joint exploration with China in West Philippine Sea tantamount to giving up sovereignty?
There was a proposal before of a joint exploration, and that was shut down because of arguments that it might surrender Philippine sovereignty. So that the same nagging question is still current.
Sir, on Marcos Heroes Korean,
Oh, we are not talking about that yet. Let the Supreme Court make a decision. Once the decision is made, then we will talk about it. That's why I have not included that in the agenda. The Supreme Court must be meeting this morning. Possibly a decision will be made.
Sir, kasi the President po said on Sunday that the Supreme Court should not rule based on emotion. What do you...
The Supreme Court has never ruled on any issue based on emotion. The Supreme Court decides on the basis of law and jurisprudence. I think the Supreme Court should not be advised that it should not decide based on the emotions, because it has never done or rendered a decision based on emotion.
Regarding a survey that was made by SWS regarding the sentiment of Filipinos towards different countries, including China and the United States, the survey shows that the US is still the most popular among the population, and China is one of the least trusted countries. And this survey was taken in September. Does this indicate some kind of disconnect between the anti-US rhetoric of the president and the actual disposition of Filipinos towards?
I would defer to I have my answer, but I would like to defer to other members of the legitimate minority.
Good morning. Sa tingin ko, tama po yun, na majority of Filipino right now ay still look at the United States as our brother as compared with China. Take up ko lang yung especially dito sa ating armed forces. No? Nakakausap naman natin yung ating armed forces. At naramdaman mo natin na there's confusion actually in the armed forces right now as to the apparent shift, defense policy shift of this administration from United States to China. No? Why? Bakit nagkaroon ng confusion? Kasi for the longest time, meron tayong different exercises with the United States. Ang ating defense strategy is actually intertwined with that of the United States. Before, yung exercises is designed to raise the skill level ng ating mga sundalo. But this time around, ang exercises nila ay designed sa perceived enemy. So meron na silang, dito, ang exercise natin, invasion from China, example, gano'n. So nakatutok na yung exercise nila doon. No? And ngayon, from number one external national security threat ng ating bansa, naging mabait tayo, naging magaan tayo doon sa China. So nagkaroon ng confusion within the armed forces, and plus the fact that the president announced that he's going to buy some hardwares from China and Russia. Again, merong strategic impact sa ating armed forces yan. Yung gamit natin, yung doctrine natin, yung strategy natin, exercises natin, ay naka-align doon sa ating allies. Ngayon, if you're going to shift that to China, mabubulabog lahat, pati yung training, education ng ating armed forces. Kaya nga, meron talagang confusion and pag-aalinlangan sa ating armed forces. No? Kasi people to people, organization to organization, malalim po pinagsamahan ng ating armed forces in the United States.
Well, there's a saying that God made the world and everything else is made in China. But una, yung sovereignty natin is not for sale. I think it should be put in proper perspective. I think the one best way to tell the president is this story about the spider and the fly. The spider enticing the fly, spinning his silky web, and the poor fly was caught in the trap. So we don't want to be caught in a trap. We're in going to China, and we all know that China has behaved aggressively in the West Philippine Sea, and for the months to come, or even years to come, such behavior will not change. And our only standing is the arbitral ruling, the Hague ruling, that says that all the 9-line that China claims has no valid and binding effect, and it violates the UNCLOS. So, and China is a signatory to UNCLOS. So, meaning, meron tayong moral high ground, and we don't want to lose that moral high ground in a community of nations. Now, this posturing of the president vis-a-vis the U.S., while his behavior towards President Obama, towards other allies, the EU has been so colorful. But I think we can also view that in the context na well, he's also sort of enticing China or making overtures to China. But again, as I've said, everything else is made in China nowadays. So, ano ba ang kailangan pa natin sa China na wala tayo? So that's the question. If, for example, military materials, I don't think China has those kind of materials like what's being made in the US or other countries. We got our F-15 fighter planes from South Korea, which is also, I think, the most advanced fighter jets that we can get for a bargain. So ano bang makukuha natin from China at this time, except all consumer goods? Well, they will give us railways, pero ang railways na yan, I don't think that could be enough. We can also get that from other countries. So meaning, sa ngayon, the economic benefits, if we weigh that against what China has been doing against us, especially the West Philippine Sea, for all logical conclusion, kumbaga tayo yung agreed party rito eh. So there's really no positive gains with respect to China, of course, except if they provide us with some concessional loans. But even this kind of loans don't come without a price. So ngayon, we're saying that ang nakataya rito is our sovereignty, and we should guard that. And that's what we mean by having an independent foreign policy, not giving up our sovereignty that easily.
Idagdag ko lang, ang pronouncements and actions of the President actually weaken the Hague ruling. So instead of taking advantage of this ruling, pinahina tuloy ni Presidente kasi hindi niya ni-relation. And I don't want to agree, I don't agree with the President na yung option natin on the table ay talking and going to war. Hindi tayo, kaya tayo nakikipag-usap sa China because we don't want to go to war with China. I don't think that is the only option on the table. No? And that we will not anymore raise the issue of the ruling. No? Ang ruling, nagbibigay sa atin ng moral high ground. We can use that to build consensus among nations that indeed we are in the right side. No? Nag-claim na tayo noon na walang legal basis. Ngayon na mayroon ng legal basis. So all the more natin gamitin ito to our advantage. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi na tayo makipag-usap sa China. And pag pipilitin mo natin na mag-open ourselves more to China when it comes to trade, lalo nating binabaon ang ating sarili. Bakit? Meron tayong conflict of interest sa West Philippine Sea. Kung nagiging dependent na tayo sa China in such a way na pag naghigpit ang China, mag-collapse ang Pilipinas, then wala na, tali na tayo forever with China kung anong gusto nilang gawin sa West Philippine Sea. And I don't agree. I don't believe na yung China ay hindi nila ipupurso ang interest nila sa West Philippine Sea. So, ang point, disadvantageous na nag-open tayo sa China, dalhin natin yung mga businessmen natin sa China para magkaroon ng more economic opportunities that would be disadvantageous to the Philippines kasi matatali lalo tayo sa China.
Good afternoon. Since ang ating presidente ay nandun ngayon sa China, tayong mga Pilipino ay maraming nag-aantay at nananalangin na sana ang ating presidente ay hindi naman ang bansa natin maluluwi o hindi naman tayo ma-sell off doon sa kung ano man yung pagkakasundoan ng ating presidente. Lalo na doon sa West Philippine Sea, doon sa economic aspect at sa military aspect. Alam naman natin na we have been allies with the United States for a long time at nakikita naman natin na hindi naman siguro tayo nalulugi sa pakipag-ally natin sa US. At tayo naman, mga Pilipino ay always in conformity sa ating pakipag-usap sa US. So, I hope na ang ating presidente ay hindi tayo ikanulo o ibenta yung ating sovereignty at lahat ng interest ng ating Pilipinas.
In other words, Philippine sovereignty is not made in China. It is ingrained in our history and constitution and has been recently upheld by the United Nations in that arbitrary decision.
Sir, but with the President's policy shifts, what kind of message are we sending out to the international community?
Well, in the first place, it is yet unclear what exactly is the policy shift in our foreign relations. Because even the President has been ambivalent. On one occasion, he would say, to hell with the Americans and with the European Union, and would say that we should go to China and to Russia as our new allies. But on other occasions, he would say that he is going to raise the arbitral decision in the bilateral talks with China, and that we are not abandoning our traditional security and economic allies. I think that survey would show the popular consensus of caution being sent as an advice to the President, that there is no opposition to our making friends and trade partners with China. That should be encouraged, but at the same time, we should not jettison our reliable, traditional, economic, and security allies.
Sir, but what would be the effect on us if, this goes on, that we seem to have a confused leadership parang on what he really wants to say and what he really wants to do?
Well, if we have a confused leader, we will have a confused nation. It's good that we don't have a confused opposition.
Well, I think the president is playing the bluffing game. When it's sort of a brinkmanship. But again, the basic question is international relations. Kailangan mo bang dalhin sa ganun? Because that would be very dangerous for us as a country. Imagine that we have 10 million Filipinos abroad, and I think almost half that is living in the US. Then we have Filipinos also in other countries, and the idea of playing a brinkmanship game, it could kumbaga babalik sa atin yan it could boomerang on us because the global context is very fragile. Like for the US, it's very important that allies in the Asia Pacific are there, and the Philippines also plays a critical role in maintaining the maritime trade, the West Philippine Sea. Kasi ang bottom line rito ay yung for many countries, the West Philippine Sea is all about keeping our maritime trade routes secure at kumbaga hindi yan dapat kontrolin ng isang bansa. Now, if we are playing to the China game, and the China game is, the positioning is sa amin itong West Philippine Seas, for them, the South China Sea, through the 9-line, talagang that will create conflict, And I don't think that China will give up easily on that, And perhaps, and I don't even think that the President will raise the Hague ruling to the Chinese. So, kasi it's a matter of kung yan You're going there, perhaps itong ating beggar should not be choosy attitude ay pwedeng mag-boomerang din sa atin yan. So hindi pwedeng ganun ang ating foreign policy. Yung pagiging independent, yung independent foreign policy, it's a constitutional mandate. And I think over time, kinaklaro natin yan. And in fact, because our economy has been improving for the past several years, ay kaya nating, kumbaga, mag-maintain that stance. We keep our allies close, we develop new allies, but kung ang approach mo ngayon ay kalabanin yung dati mo ng aliado, for the sake of getting a new ally or allies, again, as I've said, it could boomerang on us.
Sir, regarding the situation now between Russia and the US, there seems to be some sort of Cold War developing over Syria, and there are some pundits saying that this might lead to something bigger. So if in a situation where Russia is pitted against the United States, where does that put the Philippines? Or where will that put the Philippines?
Well, as of now, we still have the Mutual Defense Treaty, and in case there will be a shooting war between Russia and the United States, it will trigger the Triple Defense Treaty. Kasama tayo dito sa alliance with the United States, no? And I agree na very volatile ang situation sa Syria right now. We have a proxy war in Syria right now. And it might escalate into something. But aware din naman ang United States that Russia is wanting to make a comeback, even if its economy is not really that good right now. So gusto lang nila ng Russia, si Putin, na ma-recognize siya, no, as a co-player in the global affairs. But ang reality sa ground, no, oil-based economy ang Russia is not really doing good, no? And plus the fact that their population is going down. Sarado kasi Russia, hindi nag-accept ng ng migrants. So demographic nila ay bumabagsak na rin. So ang issue sa Ukraine and Crimea is just an issue to remind the EU that they're still a power player. So I think when the situation gets worse, it would be disadvantageous also to Russia at this point.
I think you must have heard very clearly what Congressman Bilyones said, that we can seek new partners without abandoning old ones. And Congressman Bilyones is articulating the sentiments of his district, which I think is a nationwide sentiment.
Sir, on another survey po, there's a survey that came out that the top problems now or top concerns of Filipinos are poverty, employment, and the drugs issue came 5th or 6th. But it seems it's still on top. Well, apparently it's still on top of the government's priorities. How do you react to that?
That survey will only show the broad priorities being sustained by the present administration. We should be able, the present administration should be able to heed what the people demand to be resolved and solved, to be addressed. That's really an advice, a popular advice to the presidency. And incidentally, I think the complexion of diplomacy is quote and unquote polygamy.
We have this
there is only one person, one partner. That's why I quote it, quote and unquote. The complexion of diplomacy is polygamy.
In this morning's hearing with DILG, I pointed it out that, well, DILG is pursuing yung masa-masin drug program. Sabi natin, why are you shifting gears? Na sa ngayon, the people, ang gusto nila, we need to address poverty. Wages, employment, livelihood. These are the top priorities. Even other government agencies are also jumping on the anti-illegal drugs. So parang ang problema nito, if our anti-poverty programs will be abandoned. So siguro after 6 months or after a year, baka magising na lang itong gobyerno, no, na galit na ang taong bayan, no? Dahil hindi mo ina-address yung talagang problema na naramdam nila, no? So hindi lang ito ang sinasabi ng opposition, eh. Ang taong bayan mismo ang nagsasabi na ang pangunahing problema ng bansa ay kahirapan, hindi illegal na droga, no? Nandiyan yung illegal na droga, pero kung ano yung sabihin natin pakiramdam ng sambayanan ay unahin natin to create jobs, to address low wages, to provide livelihoods, no? At kung hindi ito tututukan ng gobyerno, I'm sure by a year, yung tao talaga ay magagalit na.
Sir, reaction to
Lang dagdag ko lang, no? At the end of the day, kahit yung programa ng anti-drugs ng ibang bansa, ang unang pangunahing dahilan kung bakit lumalala ang droga dahil sa kahirapan, no? So ang iba, they're trying to survive kapit patalin, magbibenta na ng drugs dahil gusto nilang mabuhay pati yung pamilya nila. Although that's not an excuse. So pag niresolve mo yung problema sa kahirapan, malaking impact ito sa droga. Malaking impact na matanggal natin itong mga mahirap natin na kababayan away from this illegal easy money activity. So importante at the end of the day, pagkain sa hapagkainan. Yun ang gusto ng taong bayan. No? Kasi kung doon lang tayo sa patayan lagi, aside from na desensitize na yung taong bayan, marirealize natin later on, ang pagkain, hindi lumalaki ng ating ekonomiya. No? On the contrary, sa akin nakikita ko ginagawa nating presidente ay antay sa paglaki ng ekonomiya natin. No? Lalong nababahala ang ating investors, lalong nagkaroon ng unpredictability ang gobyerno ito, nagkaroon ng stability. This is a way of scaring investors away from the Philippines.
Another issue was the minority bloc under Kongdan. They seem to want the committee report of Justice Committee to recommend the filing of charges against Senator Laila de Lima. I just want to know the stand of the legitimate minority bloc.
That is the problem with a minority. You know, in the first place, the Committee on Justice does not have the jurisdiction to investigate Senator de Lima's alleged involvement in the narcotics trade in the New Philippine prison. The Committee on Justice cannot recommend the filing of any complaint against Senator de Lima because in the first place, it has no authority to do that.
Why not? Why not?
It is not within its jurisdiction. The jurisdiction belongs to the Department of Justice, the prosecutorial agencies of the government under the Department of Justice.
Kahit recommendation lang, sir.
Hindi nga eh, because it has no jurisdiction eh. If ever, the only House committee which has jurisdiction is the Committee on Good Government, not the Committee on Justice.
But the argument of Kong Harry Roque is, nung time daw ni Jok nag-recommend ang Senate Committee, ang Senate Blue Ribbon.
Blue Ribbon.
Because it's Blue
That is the
Ribbon.
counterpart of the Committee on Good Government. But in any event, an erroneous assumption of jurisdiction before cannot justify an erratic assumption today.
Sir, should the committee decide to recommend the filing of charges, what moves would your bloc do, sir? Would you not sign?
Well, what recommendation will it make? There are already charges filed against Senator de Lima. Before the DOJ, because the DOJ is the proper forum for such prosecutorial investigation. It's so unfortunate that the Committee on Justice allowed itself to be used as a vehicle for a shame and vilification campaign.
Okay. Idagdag ko lang, no? Idagdag ko lang because I got this response from the Board of Pardons and Parole as to my letter dated 11 October 2016 requesting the Board of Pardons and Parole for any applications of the witnesses that were presented during the Justice Committee hearings. Kasi I still maintain that these witnesses are polluted witnesses. They are forced to testify because they're more concerned about their safety and comfort rather than on lying. Sabi ko nga wala nang mangyari sa kanila kung magsisinungaling sila. Hindi na sila natatakot makulong kasi kulong na yung mga yun. So itong sulat sa akin, out of 12 inmates that testified before the committee, Justice Committee, 5 of them have pending applications, no, for pardon and civil clemency. Number 1, si Ingelberto Durano, Nonilo Arile, Jaime Pacho, Jojo Baligan, and Vicente C. So bigyan ko na lang kayo ng kopya nito. Tinanong ko ito dahil pwedeng gamitin kasi ito na reward sa kanila dahil nag-testify sila, binigyan silang immunity, witness protection, and wala silang mabigyan ng... bantayan mo natin ito dahil 5 out of the 12, anytime, baka biglang lumaya ito. No? So bigyan mo na lang kayo ng kopya.
Sir, kasi baka sabihin bakit ngayon lang, tapos na yung committee hearing, pinag-usapan na po yung report, would that still matter? Pa-expound lang on that.
Even before the committee hearing, they have a pending application. Example, si Durano ay nag-request on 27 October 2015. Si Arile rin nag-request on 25 January 2011 pa. No? Hani Pacho, di karpeta, ito yung record ng ng NDP. Returned to Bucor on 15 April 2016 as requested by Bucor pursuant to Republic Act 10592. Ang kay Baligan, for verification of pending criminal cases per his record with the NBI, at saka yung kay Vicente C for verification of other pending cases. So ibig sabihin, I believe, before the hearing, meron na silang request for application for pardon.
So sir, you mean that...
Yun ang pag-amin nila o yung mga testimony na doon sa Justice Committee. And siyempre, paano sila doon sa pagkakala sila immunity. Will this affect their application to clearance?
Well, ang sabi ko doon, bakit binigyan sila ng immunity? Para hindi na magamit ang kanilang testimony.
So useless na yun in terms of the application.
Dun sa cases that might emanate from their testimony. But sinabi niyo, there is already pending application for clemency. So ayun na yun. Hindi na apektuhan niya ng immunity. I don't know kung tama.
Itong mga applications na to for clemency or pardon will be enhanced by their cooperation in giving their testimony. Itong posibleng ticket nila to freedom or clemency.
Because this will also be reviewed by the Office of the President. So in application, so akyat yan sa Office of the President.
Are you saying that yung clemency will also cover yung current, yung recent sins nila? Let's say they were involved in
Ang clemency
kasi it will also apply on their prohibition, but not on their new crimes.
well, as clemency retroacts to the crime for which they have been convicted, not for recent offenses.
Sir, so kailan po nag-respond ang pardon and parole?
14, I wrote them 11 October and they responded 14 October 2016. Nabigyan ko rin kayo ng...
Sir, can we just get a copy of that letter?
Bigyan ko kayo ng...
Would you know kung nasa ang stage na yung application?
Nakalagay lang naman doon requested. Requested dito for verification. So, may pending sila. Hindi pa nakakit.
Wala pang action.
Wala pa.
That's prior
Prior to this.
Do you know when that?
Ito.
Lalabas na yun si Peter.
Thank you.
Pag nalibre tayo.
Pero iba ang documentation ng Kongreso.
Trabaho nila yun eh.
Sir, pinaliwanag ni Congressman Lima, it's not within the mandate of all other, except for good government and blue ribbon committee of the Senate. Sila yung pwede mag-document ng filing of cases. Kasi
Blue ribbon and
good government. Kayo dapat.
Yan ang maganda sa kanila eh. They make their own rules according to their own wishes. I'm talking about common sense. Nagsabi yung mga testigo, nagbigay kami ng pera dito sa option na ito. Hindi disregard nila. And this is an investigation not in aid of legislation. It's in aid of eradicating evidences because hindi mo na ngayon magagamit yun. Kasi sabi nila, wala palang kaso. Sila na lang yun. Kaya ang tanong kanina, what happens if we don't sign it, sila lang yun? Let them answer to the Filipino people.
Sir, talking about the witnesses, do you have any problem with yung revelation na some of the witnesses, 5 of the witnesses are actually have applications for executive clemency or parole? Parole.
I think all the 6 witnesses is asking for that.
Sir, sorry? All?
6 of them.
5
5
ang nasa letter.
I cannot make a comment on that.
Before we make any comment, could you give us a date of the application?
October 11.
Three are in the previous administration.
Kaya nga,
May
kasi,
2015.
normally, a person who's sentenced with a life sentence, a double life sentence, nagpa-file agad yan ng clemency. At lumalakad yan. Hindi pwede yung nag-file lang. Lumalakad yan sa kanilang mga kapartido, mga kakosa, kampi. Pero hindi nangangahulugan na ito ay related in any way to the investigation of Congress did. Unless the dates of the application are within the past 2 months, just
Sir, the application was made in the previous administration, but the approval will come within the present administration. So, it's like this eh. Hindi ba pwedeng maging inducement yun for to say whatever is convenient to the approving authority? Do you not see any conflict of interest there?
Well, you have a point there, RG, But let me just ask my lawyers here, in the minority. Wala pa kasi akong experience na humingi ng clemency, o pardon, kaya hindi pa kami nalalansyan. Diba sa pelikulang Hollywood, merong board of parole na nakatayo sila tapos yung nakakulong, sinasabi na pwede na itong pardon kasi
Sir, meron tayong
We have a board.
Sir, meron din tayong ganun which is under the office of the president.
It's chaired by Aguirre. Chaired by Aguirre, who presents as
Nakafile na po.
witnesses.
But yun ang body na mag-interpret whether they will grant pardon.
Yes, because they recommend to the
Under the
president.
DOJ.
Aguirre chairs the board.
Siguro
The president will approve.
With a minority position on that. Pero siguro
Will it count? They're having testified would be in favor of the convicts who apply for pardon? Would it count? Because they cooperated with the
We're putting the
government.
horse before, the cart before the horse. The application, matagal na. Pag inaprobahan, ang presidente mag-aprobahan yan. Pag
Yeah,
inaprobahan,
but
yung
they
presidente
gave the
ng
president
yan,
a big favor.
iba na yung story yan. Siya na ngayon ang nagpardo. But I don't believe he will do that. There is no bearing whatsoever. Yung sa mga papeles na yun, na nilalabas ngayon, supposedly to compromise the situation. No. Nag-apply sila. That's their right. At ginagawa naman talaga yan. Hindi naman inaksyonan ng mga karaan, lalo namang hindi aksyonan ng Presidente Duterte yan. So, anong...
Bakit nga hindi, sir?
Why not?
Kasi po pwede nyo na maging leverage eh.
Siya ang salita ng salita na guilty yung Secretary of Justice. Saan ba nagmula lahat ito? Hindi ba siya nagsabi? Ito, talaga namang... Ayoko naman
ulitin.
At yung tinanong ko kasi yung case nyo, you remember during the, ang kaso pa naman nila hindi drugs eh. Ang kaso, si JB, karnaping yung kidnapping.
Doesn't matter, sir.
Hindi, yung gravity kasi ng crime, ang pinag-uusapan natin yung drug issue ng bilibid eh. That's the subject. Si Gulanco was kidnapping and murder.
Sir, the Congress already gave them legislative immunity for everything they said here.
They said there.
Which means that yung kanilang involvement dun sa illegal drugs is probably not going to be raised against them anymore because of that immunity. Ang tanong po kasi, sir, is baka yung testimonya nila, since nga meron silang pending application for parole, baka pwedeng maging quid pro quo nun is magkaroon ng favorable action doon sa parole.
May I reply my 2 cents opinion on it? Well, that is no problem, no? If they're telling the truth, okay yan. If the witnesses would be telling the truth, then there will be no problem. Kasi tama yun eh. And they might be rewarded na mag-grant yung kanilang request. But if they're under duress, we have a problem here. Kung yun ang kapalit nung testimony nila na ibibigay, may problema tayo doon. Pero kung nagsasabi naman sila ng totoo, okay lang na ma-reward sila kasi it's part of good behavior.
Pero sir, I don't think even if it's under duress, because if I've been jailed for let's say 10 years, tas makakita ko ng opportunity, nag-a-apply ako ng clemency, this is an opportunity, that's human nature, di ba? Because I want to be released eh.
That is correct. Pero that is a presumption. It is not always true, di ba? Kasi self-preservation, self-help, kailangan mo gawin yun, di ba? Pero kung ang katotohanan naman eh, nagsasabi ka lang ng totoo, di ba? Give them the benefit of the doubt na pwede, this time, they're telling the truth, not out of duress. Or not of anything na kapalit para sila ay makuha nila yung request nila.
But sir, hindi ba of equal weight ngayon yung pwedeng nagsasabi sila ng totoo, pwedeng nagsisinungaling sila kasi ang bottom line is their freedom.
Kaya, Nico,
diba?
Kaya, dapat mag-file ng kaso, lahat yan tatalakayin doon. But for us to say now, hindi dapat mag-file dahil baka yung witnesses na compromise yung kanilang application. Mali yun. Mag-file na. And then, those things will be taken up in court. Ako naman, gusto ko rin si Secretary de Lima, madimanda, magdepensa naman sa sarili niya sa korte. Hindi rito sa congressional investigation, Senate investigation, in a due court of law. Yun siya magdepensa. At palagay ko,
Sir, hindi ba enough yung words na ginamit ng report na we encourage the DOJ? What is the difference between encouraging and recommending?
Stronger word.
Ang laki eh.
Malaking difference.
Encourage. Just to...
Kaya ako nagmamadaling umalis sa media room kanina, in-explain ko yung amnesty.
Okay, sir.
Can we just
go ahead, sir.
Two major issues. Ang isang pag-uusapan sa amnesty, yung ilang porsyento ang ating i-allow doon sa may mga unexplained hidden doon. Yung may mga pera sa labas na. Kasi ngayon, with this modern information technology, wala nang sekreto eh. Malalaman at malalaman. Unless you have a pseudonym o kung ano man, that's the only time you can keep your money elsewhere. Ngayon, kung nasa Pilipinas ka, yung pera mo nasa labas, may nangyari sa iyo, anong mangyayari doon sa pera mo sa labas? So, this amnesty will give you the privilege, benefit of coming up clean. Just a question of how much percentage are we going to impose para dito sa mga unexplained or as everything well, ibabalik mo na o i-declare na. That's one. So, pangalawa na pag-uusapan natin doon ay during the time of President era, ginawa namin lahat itong mga tax law. Ito yung attrition, yung creation ng tax appeals. I mean, what I'm saying is kahit na short yung term ng Pangulong era, we did our homework in terms of taxation. Ang akin lang appeal na, sabi ko nga sa mga taga-BIR, dapat dalawa ang amnesty. Isang BIR at isang custom. Different amnesty. For those who amass wealth illegally during those past administration, this may be the best opportunity time for them na i-declare na nila kung magkano kinita rin nito sa mga smuggling, undeclared, misdeclared, over value, under value, lahat yan. It's a test na quantum. So kami sa minority, we will come up with a proposal na gumawa tayo ng separate bill, amnesty on customs. Hindi lamang sa European Union. Pati illegal drug trade. Mukhang hindi ako papayag. Kasi magre-reklamo ang mercury, tsaka mga...
Sir, there are plans, parang may mga reports na may plan ng Philippines and China will enter into joint exploratory deals sa South China Sea for energy and oil resources. Could you share your thoughts on that? There are concerns that this might compromise the Philippine position in the West Philippines.
China?
With China, yes.
Well, hindi, I think nasabi ko na ito sa inyo, noong 1992, na-elect akong congressman, na-discover natin ang malampayan. Sabi ko, ito plus point. Mangyayari ito. During those days, China is a net exporter of petroleum product. Hindi pa sila successful, hindi pa sila progressive. Ngayon, net importer na sila. As a matter of fact, I think ang kanilang resource ngayon is 50% na lang. 50% ng kanilang power needs is imported already. Kung merong potential ang South China Sea at saka itong ibang area rito, it's inevitable. Mangyayari at mangyayari.
But there are concerns here that this might compromise our position like the ruling. It might
Sir, kasi exclusive economic
zone. Well, assumptions ito. Hindi, siguro pag-usapan natin pagbalik ni Pangulong Duterte.
But for now, sir, would you say you're supportive of these?
We definitely would be against the President giving in our sovereign rights over these islands. We believe that they are ours. The international courts even supported the position that it is, to say the very least, everybody's property. If the President, yung assumption mo, the President does this, does that, aba, mananagot siya sa bayan, mananagot siya sa ating Constitution, mananagot siya sa lahat. And in fairness to him, he already stated before he left, sabi niya, I will not discuss the issue of the South China Sea, the arbitration. Eh, it's given the benefit of the doubt. Pero kung ang assumption mo, pamimigay niya, that's a serious violation of our law.
Sir,
The basic law.
di ba sir, meron natin yung JSMU na na-declare unconstitutional? So, paano JSMU din yung unconstitutional yun, sir?
Alin?
Yung joint seismic monitoring na undertaking, maritime undertaking. Between China and
China, China.
Philippines.
Pero yung JMSU po, 2005 to 2008, with Philippines, China, and Vietnam. So joint exploration din po yun. So, medyo ano ko yung question, would you say, sir, na yung joint exploration is tantamount to giving up sovereignty?
What was the, excuse me, what the issue then was co-sharing in terms of development and
Joint exploration din po yun.
Joint exploration.
Joint marine seismic undertaking. Pero sir,
joint exploration and co-sharing of its produce on those contested water. At this time, ay siguro you can look at the strong base to be the decision of The Hague, ano? Ano bang sinabi dito sa...
Exclusive economic zone, sir, yung 200 nautical miles.
No, but identify yung ating parameters kung saan tayo.
Christine, para pare-pareho ang ating appreciation. Yung Spratly, yung Scarborough, are genuinely contested islands. Talaga naman hindi natin sinali yan sa ating definition of territories.
said that some areas have historic fishing rights that are not exclusive to us.
Then
Kaya
ang
ang
rice,
cooperative
gano'n.
war dapat doon, we should
Ang
share.
sinama natin doon, the whole of
Kasi
Luzon,
everybody has.
Visayas, Mindanao. Pero yung mga
Oo, kasi inisip nila, binigay sa atin, they have to share it. Even if in fact, the ruling goes through Great Lakes to actually explain that it's not just any one country, they have to share it. Kaya nga tama yung sinasabi ni Harry Roque, dapat maging output nila sa biyahe, magkaroon ng joint fisheries agreement because that will operationalize that part of the water.
As approved by the United Nations.
Sir, yung ruling ba sinabi rin nila sa atin?
Hindi, sinabi,
conditional fishing rights, ibig sabihin, pagka joint fishing rights, may recognition ng both sides na pareho tayong may karapatan. Pagka conditional fishing agreement, we are also accepting na meron karapatan ng China na magbigay ng provision. It's an implicit, it's an implied admission that we are recognizing their ownership.
China has a claim. Malaysia has a claim. That is unsettled at this point. Was been approved by the United Nations under the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea.
Especially in diplomacy.
Yung ating definition of what we are sure are ours. Yung na sinabi natin sa clause. Pero yung Kalayaan Group of Islands, yung
hindi nila nabasa yung ruling.
Hindi natin kinlay niya exclusively ours. Sinabi natin, atin yan, pero may ibang claimant. Para wag mabitin yung main claim natin. And what happened is what we expected. Inaprubahan yung ating basic claim.
Sir, yung Hague ruling po, Spratly Islands as well as Panganiban Reef, which is Mischief Reef, Ayungin Shoal, and Recto Bank are all within the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines. So sir, pag yung...
Let me answer that immediately. Yung exclusive economic zone definition.
What's the English name?
Does not say it's yours. It is your economic zone for you to do economic activities.
Oh, so historic fishing rights.
No. Yes, definitely it's within the 200-meter zone. The 200-mile, nautical mile area. Pero iba yung definition ng economic zone, iba yung ownership. Ang unang contention natin, unang question, kung ibibigay yung ating claim, illegal yun.
Sir, I understand from the ruling, from my own reading of the ruling, yung Scarborough Shoal or Bajo de Masinloc is not explicitly covered na sa Philippines. It is one of those areas na may shared fishing rights tayo with other countries, which is why si Congressman Roque was pushing yesterday na dapat magkaroon ng joint fishing agreement that will recognize the historic fishing rights of all the claimants because it's not just exclusive to us.
Yun nga sinasabi ko sa inyo, hindi naman tayo nag-claim atin yan. There are 3 or 4 other countries claiming kanila yan. We avoided a confrontation in the UNCLOS so that the main claim of the Philippines will be approved pending resolution of this contested claim. Pero the point is, yung sinasabing EEZ, hindi yung ibig sabihin ng atin nyo. Meron din silang EEZ. Meron din tayo. Kaya sabi nga ng decision, mag-isda kayo lahat yan. Pare-pareho kayong ginabang.
So for the purpose of exploration,
yung position lang siguro natin is, if you look at the geographical map, makikita mo naman talaga napakalapit sa atin. So ang ating thinking, atin yan. Of course! So, Archie, pakitingin mo nga dyan sa laptop mo kung yung Panatag Shore is within the 200 nautical provisions ng
China.
Tama. Nasa 200 nautical ba o
I don't, I'm not sure.
Sir, yung Panatag Shoal po, dun sa Hague ruling, ang sabi lang ng Hague ruling sa Panatag Shoal, the Philippines enjoy fishing rights sa Panatag Shoal.
It doesn't say that it's
Yun,
ours.
hindi niya sinabing exclusive economic zone or anything, yung Panatag. Pero yung exclusive economic zone, as stated by the Hague ruling, Spratly, Mischief Reef, Ayungin, and Recto Bank.
Wala dyan yung Scarborough?
Wala. Ilayo yun eh. Pag ganun.
Pero sa pangalan na lang, hindi talaga China kasi Scarborough is English in American.
Kasing historic fishing rights nga.
Sir, if we take away from the fishing, we're talking about exploration of resources, of oil, natural gases. So this is something else. This is more money, basically, for the parties involved. So if, let's say, we enter into this joint venture with China within our exclusive economic zone, what is your position? Would you agree? Would you find that objectionable?
Kung we go back to... JJ, hindi ko nasasagot ang tanong niya.
Kaya tinatas ko lang yung recorder ko.
Would you find it objectionable for the Philippines to enter into a joint venture for oil, energy, resource exploration within the Philippine economic EEZ?
Within our territorial area?
EEZ, sir. Yung exclusive economic
A joint venture?
Yes.
We welcome plano of depression. A joint venture with a foreign developer is most welcome because that's something that we need, capital expenditure. It's just a question of what will be the sharing when it's closed.
Kahit may previous ruling na illegal and unconstitutional.
Which one?
The bilateral, the joint, what was that?
JMS.
No, but we are giving up our
JMS.
territorial claim on those areas eh. Joint venture lang to. Bibigyan ko kayo ng lecture on what's underneath. What's underneath a catacomb are produced of either oil or gas. Okay? Pag over the years at hindi mo yan ginamit, yan magkukulang.
Anyway, sir, nagkaroon ba ng ruling?
Wala po.
So what I'm saying, habang nandun pa yung reserve, gamitin na natin. Kung yan ay joint any government or private enterprise who's willing to dump in their resources and capital and technology and skill, so be it. Di mo magagamit natin lahat yung gas na yun.
Meaning, joint
Doon sa committee report? Wala pa kayong kopya?
Hindi, meron kami kopya nga.
Pero mababasa mo naman.
Oo nga, pero hindi naman, ang kulang na recommendation. But if I were to file a case against the Lima, I use it to prove up evidence.
Yung affidavit.
Yes, Congressman.
Yes, I'll answer it. Yung mga affidavits, pwede gamitin yun.
How about the committee findings?
Committee findings, siyempre, sir. Dapat
mas yung involvement.
Siguro persuasive. Kaya lang when you file cases, ang importante dyan testimonies at saka yung mga ebidensya. Yung mga findings ng Congress, yung wala yun. Kaya lang, pwedeng basahin. Kaya lang, if you're going to file a case, kunin mo yung mga ebidensya, affidavits, testimonies, plus kung mayroong mga documentary evidences, kunin mo rin. Yun ang gagamitin mo. Separate yan eh. Separate. Makahiwala yung prosecution.
That case will be minority block file charges against the Lima. If the...
Alam nyo, hindi kami ang magsasampa eh.
Hindi kami pwede magsampa. Hindi mo namin. As private citizen?
Kung wala talaga, kung walang sabi mo, walang magsasampa sa lahat, magsasampa mo.
Meron na sumunod.
Marami nang nagsampa sa kung ang findings ay tama, ang sinasabi namin, yung kanilang report, the Congress cannot make a recommendation that should recommend filing of cases. Ano ho yun?
Hindi
Not once, but twice.
Let him order us using language. Huwag kayo gagawa nito. Hindi kami papayag.
baka yun ang utos niya kay Ray.
Sinabi niya talaga.
May variance of positions within the committee. May mga nag-i-insist siguro na ilagay pa rin ang mga ganyan kahit ayaw nilang ipa-recommend for prosecution. So, it's a sharp conclusion.
Para
they can make the adjustment para sa 2,000 pesos. You see, we cannot go into the line of least resistance by the government. Especially, kaya sila binabayaran para makahanap sila ng paraan to innovate. Ang lalaki na sweldo. 5 million, 4 million, 4.1, 4.5. Hindi naman pwede na sasabihin mo maganda, kumikita kayo, pero hindi naman umaabot yung kita sa tao, di ba? That is why ako, nung this happened last year, sabi ko, dapat ma-persa ang gobyerno, umarap ng trabaho. DTI, DOT, lahat yan, mag-raise ng revenues, and if necessary, tell the people that if they want to retire with a good pension, with a decent pension, they have to make money and so they can pay the rate. And if they cannot pay the rate, the government, like CCT, gusto ko pa yan, ilagay mo sa CCT, ilagay mo dyan, para pag nag-retire ang tao, nawala siya ng trabaho, meron siyang 7 buwan, o once every 7 years, masusweldohan siya habang nag-aanap siya ng trabaho. Kasama niya sa gagawin natin law.
Sir, may chance na ma-approve before Christmas para maging Christmas gift?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not an ally of President Duterte.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Won't you want to work on that to have it come?
Definitely. We'll try.
Sponsorship by November.
Yes, pagbalik namin yung sponsorship by November.
Simple lang, sir, yung matas.
Ha?
Simple lang, sir.
May dila yan. Saka tapos na sa house eh. Saka sabi ko naman talaga ng kampanya, ibabalik ko yan. Pupuwersa. Sinabi ko rin sa tao, mahirapan ang SSS dyan, pero dapat may solusyon. Sinilip ko. I didn't have time because dami rin tumatawag eh. Natataranta rin ako sa tawag eh.
So, ano yung approval process na? How do you, di ba some of your colleagues say, di ba pagdebatehan ng matindi yun?
Dito sa baba, sa floor. Yes, I think they will debate it. I will welcome it.
Pero yung majority, sir, nag-commit na magsisign doon.
Yeah, as far as I know.
So how many signatures required talaga, sir?
Sa committee ko, 7, at least 5 or 4. Pwede na yan.
Sir, so gathering of signatures pa lang rito, wala pa talaga yung actual floor sponsorship?
I-sponsor ko na yan.
Sponsor ko naman.
I'll try.
Kapag
Hindi naman ako kailangan magbasa ng speech eh.
Wala nang calendar, hindi ba yung calendar, sir, yun? Kasi meron din.
Parang i-pre-bridge speech ko na lang yan. Sasabihin ko parang gano'n lang yan. Transcendental importance, we have to do this right away.
So pwede ganun, sir?
I suppose so. Lahat naman pwede. Pag pinayagan, the ultimate power is on the floor. If anybody objects to it, okay, I'll sit down. I'll follow, like a good soldier.
Sir, yung full committee report lalabas na.
Kaya ba?
Kararating sir namin yung ano, pero na-finalize na sir kung perjury o murder yung recommendation against Matatato.
Wala pa.
Sir, so...
In aid of legislation lang kami so far.
Okay.
Dali na ba yun? Perjury? Hawakan mo na. Perjury, the authority. In fact, we wrote a letter to the police. Kasi kaya nga, ang dami nagtatanong doon sa CHR. Hindi kailangan eh. Ang CHR, they can investigate on their own, motu proprio. They can file cases, they can recommend the filing of cases.
So kakayanin, sir, or kailangan ng subsidy from the government?
No, kakayanin nila. Kakayanin nila.
So ilan yung mga pensioner na makikilala?
Kasi ang malulugi sila kung wala silang gagawin between now and 2025. But they have that time upon which to do that, no? So, ang separate ata, 18 billion ata eh, para ma-raise yung pera eh. So, 18 billion is not a hard number to reach. Especially if yung gumaganda naman ng ekonomiya, no? Even now, no? If we do that, then aabot at aabot siya.
So the mere fact na na-approve na ito before, bilis na itong hindi na may hirapan sa plenary na na-approve.
Hindi na. Malay ko walang problema ito. Wala ka rito. May magtatanong dyan. Kapaliwanag natin kung paano gagawin.
So, sir, more or less, mga kailan kaya ang ano nito?
Plenary?
Yung, opo.
Siguro in November, pagbalik namin. I'll try to have a bicameral conference committee right away.
And have it approved.
siguro right after November 5 when we come back, I will schedule one para matapos kagad. And then kung matapos yan, balik natin sa Senado kagad the following week, pasok na natin yan. Kaya I want to get rid of all my investigations. We have a very, very strong statement to make today. I will try to get into the floor and make the presentation. That is if my staff has been able to catch up with me. We are running in order to stay in place. You can ask them, okay, sadya ka ba? What time did I call you this morning? 3 a.m. And my staff, I was calling at 3 a.m. and we were discussing at 3 a.m. You can look at my email. We really work hard for what we do. We have always left late. You were always the latest to leave here. Because ang dami naman trabaho talaga. Tomorrow we have a hearing on the SBMA and Clark. So that's another issue na naman na importante rin. We just have to make the government work.
So later nga, sir?
Ang alin? Yes, I don't want you to go during the recess. Gusto ko labas na ngayon.
So today, within today.
I'll try to get it out. Kaya na ba? Okay ba? Iikot na namin dyan sa floor.
Sa floor niya.
Tinanong ko sila pito lang naman yan Tinanong ko si Ping, sabi niya, ikot mo na, ba't pinamahan mo? Sabi, lahat naman na basta sinabi mo, pipirmahan na namin yan. Alam naman nila sinabi ka naman nila Kasi as we go on, being a lawyer, every time we have a hearing, the staff and us, yung sabi namin, ito yung nakuha natin. So, idadagdag na lang yan. Tapos, pati yung mga proposals namin na andyan. Pagdating naman sa floor niya, meron pa magdadagdag yan. So, we will try. I'm very happy na maaga ito para lahat ng pinopropose namin, ma-approve ng Kongreso.
So, how thick is the report?
We made, I think we made a 4-page executive summary.
So, maybe have the copy of that.
Of course.
Executive summary.
Sir, but the entire report, how many pages ka? As yung sa inyo pala?
60 plus.
Madadagdagan pa sir.
I don't know kung naihabol nila Kasi ako, hindi na ako nakikialam ngayon. Kasi sinabi ko na, we dictate, we discuss it, o tirahin nyo na. Pag nagbigay sila sa akin ng preliminaries, I will just make some suggestions, pumayag sila, titirahin nila yan para matapos. Kasi kung papakialam ako, hahaba talaga.
So, i-vote ko lang sa mamaya sa floor. Ilang signatures ba yun?
7 yung kami, so 5. Sigurado yung 2, hindi po boto dyan.
Hindi ko sir join na, no? Diba yung justice lang ba sir yung
Justice at saka, halos pareho naman ng members niya, sila Greg, kung nasan lang nadagdag dyan. Lahat naman yan, kasama doon sa people.
Sir, wala pang kasay.
Wala pa, dahil hindi ko pa nakikita. Basta nakita ko lang yung kanina madaling araw, kanina umaga, tinignan ko. Don't get into our time. Senator De Lima already presented them. Nag-react na ang pulis. So, kung lahat yan, katulad kanina, meron na naman binaril doon sa La Union, 2 patay. Riding in tandem. Kung inadalhin ko yun, wala nang katapusan to. Ready na kami sa conclusion.
So for you, wala nang reopening talaga? Wala na pong reopening talaga?
Ito, medyo pikon na rin ako ng konti. I will admit na napipikon ako. Kasi ayoko yung mag-apologize sa akin. Tapos pagdating sa floor, iba ang gagawin. I'm a man of my word. Pag sinabi kong titigil ako, titigil ako. Pag sinabi kong I will respect you, I will respect you. And if you don't come to me and I welcome you, I don't show you a bad form, ganun ako. And I've been kind to Senator De Lima. But let me just say this now. Senator De Lima was chair of the CHR for 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, under Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. She went after Mayor Duterte. She had the whole army of CHR people there. Wala. Secretary of Justice, she had the whole lawyers with the Secretary of Justice. 6 years. So 10 years na lang hinahabol. Ang tingin ko, nagagamit yung committee na maghabol ng tao. Kung gusto mo sabihin mo, we want to investigate President Duterte, sabihin mo, diretsahan. Huwag kang magtago sa committee. Kaya nga na-disgrasya siya, natanggal, nakakahiya nga yun. Ay, siyempre, hindi maganda natanggal ka. Because nawala yung objectivity. So, if you could do it in 10 years, why will you ask me to add another day for CHR or another day for whatever you want to put out. Anyway, I can call it anytime. I can go mo proprio. Kung hindi gagawin